The power is gone. The furnace is dead. The temperature inside your home is plummeting, and you have 72 hours to survive. You're grabbing flashlights and blankets thinking you're a genius. You're not. There's a fatal mistake almost everyone makes in the first 3 days, and you won't even see it coming. It's not about food or water, not directly. It's a silent killer that attacks your brain before it freezes your body. It creeps in with subtle confusion and poor judgment, and by the time you feel it, it's already game over. This is the only guide you need to survive a deep freeze, and I'm exposing the one mistake that turns your house from a shelter into a death trap. These days, the entire system can collapse at any second, and you have to be ready. This isn't fear-mongering, it's a fact. Just look at the Texas grid collapse during Winter Storm Uri. Millions of people were plunged into freezing darkness, unprepared for the brutal reality. When the grid fails in the dead of winter, you are completely on your own. Forget the cavalry. No one is coming to help you in the first 72 hours. That is the standard window for emergency response, and in it, you are the first responder. And the biggest threat isn't the dark. It's not starvation. It's hypothermia. Hypothermia is a dangerous drop in body temperature below 95 degrees Fahrenheit, and it is a medical emergency. It methodically destroys your mind, making it impossible to save yourself. This plan is the only checklist you need from the second the power goes out to keep your family warm, your mind sharp, and to avoid that one critical, catastrophic mistake. The second the power dies, the clock starts ticking. Your home immediately starts leaking heat like a sieve. An average home can hold its heat for about 8 to 12 hours, but in extreme cold, that time shrinks dramatically. You think you have time to relax and wait it out? No. The first hour is the most important hour of your life. What you do right now dictates whether you stay warm and safe for the next 72 hours or if you begin a slow, deadly slide. Your number one mission: stop all heat loss. First, get your entire family and pets into one small, ideally central room. This is your survival zone now. A smaller space means less air volume for your body heat to warm up. Close the doors to all other rooms to contain the heat you have left. Second, grab every blanket, towel, and roll of tape you own. I want you to block every single draft under every door. Seal the edges of your windows. Don't forget the hidden spots, mail slots, chimney flues, even electrical outlets on exterior walls can be major sources of heat loss. Last, hang your heaviest blankets over the windows and the door to your warm room. Every single bit of heat you save now is what you will live on for the next 3 days. You've picked a room, but for now, it's just a cold box inside an even colder house. We are going to turn this room into a survival habitat for the next 3 days. Think of this room as a life raft in a frozen ocean. Once you seal this door, you do not open it unless absolutely necessary. Every time you open that door, you're letting your precious heat escape. We are turning this room into a self-sufficient biodome. That means you need to bring everything you need for 72 hours inside. All your water, all your non-perishable food, flashlights, batteries, medications, a first aid kit, and a bucket with a tight-fitting lid to serve as an emergency toilet. Don't sleep on the floor. The ground will suck the heat right out of you through a process called conduction. Insulate the floor with anything you can find: layers of rugs, flattened cardboard boxes, even stacks of newspaper. And finally, the most critical element: you all sleep together in one spot. Huddling is not just for penguins. It's an insane survival hack that multiplies your collective body heat by reducing the amount of surface area each person exposes to the cold. Don't try to be a hero and sleep alone. Your shared warmth is a furnace. Your clothes are just as important as your shelter, and if you think throwing on your biggest, puffiest winter coat is the answer, you are dangerously wrong. That's a rookie move that could get you killed. The real enemy inside your shelter isn't just the cold, it's your own sweat. It gets trapped by that one heavy layer, makes your clothes damp, and literally sucks your heat out of your body fast. You have to use the 3-layer system. It's not just clothes, it's a personal climate control system. Your first layer, the base layer, has one job: get sweat off your skin. This should be a snug-fitting material like polyester, merino wool, or other synthetics. Absolutely no cotton. Cotton absorbs moisture and stays wet, which is a death sentence in the cold. Your second layer, the mid layer, is your insulation. This is where you trap your body's heat in little pockets of air. Think fleece, a down vest, or a thick wool sweater. This layer does the heavy lifting of keeping you warm. Your third layer, the shell, protects you from the elements. While you're inside, this layer is less critical, but it can provide a final barrier to trap all that precious heat. And do not forget your head, hands, and feet. You can lose a staggering amount of heat from an uncovered head. Wearing a hat isn't a suggestion, it's mandatory for survival. In a blackout, everyone obsesses over heat, but dehydration is a secret killer waiting to strike, and it's even more insidious in the cold. Here's why. Your body is actively lying to you. In cold conditions, your thirst response can be reduced by up to 40%. This is a physiological trick. Your blood vessels constrict to pull blood away from your extremities and keep your core warm. This concentration of blood in your core fools your brain into thinking you're properly hydrated, so you don't feel thirsty. But you're losing tons of water with every single breath you take into the dry, cold air. Dehydration makes your blood thicker, forcing your heart to work harder and burn precious calories. It also leads to fatigue, weakness, and confusion, which looks exactly like the start of hypothermia. You have to be disciplined. You cannot trust your thirst. You have to schedule your drinking. The rule is 1 gallon of water per person per day. Keep that water inside your warm room so it doesn't freeze. If you can, drink warm liquids like decaf tea or broth to give your core temperature an internal boost.
Your body is a furnace, and in a cold weather survival situation, that furnace is burning on overdrive. Your metabolism ramps up significantly just to maintain your core body temperature, a process called thermogenesis. You are burning an insane amount of calories just sitting still and shivering. Studies have shown shivering can increase your calorie burn by up to 5 times your normal resting rate. You need to eat way more food than you normally would. Focus on high-calorie, high-fat, and high-protein foods. Forget your diet. We're talking about survival fuel. Nuts, peanut butter, jerky, energy bars, and chocolate. It is far more effective to graze, eating small, high-energy snacks throughout the day instead of 2 or 3 large meals. This provides a steady stream of fuel for your internal furnace. And if you have a safe way to heat food or water outside your home, a warm meal can provide a significant psychological and physiological boost.
Listen to me carefully. Never, ever use a gas stove, oven, or charcoal grill inside. They're not designed for it, and they pump out deadly, odorless, colorless carbon monoxide that will kill you in your sleep. The headache, dizziness, and confusion it causes can be mistaken for other issues until it's too late. Don't even think about it. You've done everything right. You're conserving heat, you're drinking water, you're eating food. But the single deadliest mistake in a 72-hour freeze isn't something you do, it's something you don't. It's failing to see hypothermia coming before it destroys your brain. Hypothermia is insidious. It wrecks your ability to think clearly long before you start to feel like you're freezing. It starts with what's called mild hypothermia. The body's core temperature drops just a few degrees. You'll shiver, sure, but you'll also become clumsy, lethargic, and confused. Your judgment is the first thing to go. This confusion is the Trojan horse. It tricks your mind into thinking you're fine and can just tough it out, but you can't. If you do nothing, your body slides into moderate hypothermia, and this is where the truly terrifying sign appears. You stop shivering. That's not a good sign, it's a terrifying sign that your body has exhausted its energy reserves and is shutting down. At that point, saving yourself is nearly impossible. The 72-hour countdown isn't for your house to freeze, it's for your mind to freeze. Because hypothermia destroys your judgment, you cannot trust people to tell you they're in trouble. A person with hypothermia will literally deny they're cold or may not even realize the mortal danger they're in. They cannot save themselves.
That's why the single most important job in this entire challenge is to watch each other like a hawk with a buddy system. You are looking for the UMBLES, that stumbles, mumbles, fumbles, and grumbles. These are the classic early warning signs. Has their coordination gone? Are they fumbling with simple tasks? Is their speech slurred, or are they mumbling? Are they suddenly irritable or apathetic? You must check on each other every hour. Don't just ask, "Are you cold?" Ask simple questions to check their mental sharpness. What is your full name? Count backward from 10. What did we eat for our last snack? If you even think someone is sliding into hypothermia, you act immediately. Get any wet clothes off them. Get them into dry layers and a sleeping bag. Use your own body heat, skin-to-skin contact if necessary, to warm them. If they are fully conscious, give them warm, sweet drinks. You are their lifeline. Conserving your body heat is everything, but after a couple of days in the biting cold, you might get desperate for an external heater. This is one of the most dangerous moments in winter survival, where people make fatal, irreversible mistakes. Let me be crystal clear. Never, ever use a generator, a camp stove, charcoal barbecue, or your gas oven for heat indoors. They're not designed for it, and they pump out huge amounts of carbon monoxide, which is instant game over. Your only potentially safe options are heaters specifically rated for indoor use, like certain propane or kerosene models. But even these require you to crack a window for ventilation, partially defeating the purpose of sealing your room. And you must have a working battery-operated carbon monoxide detector right next to it. Don't trust so-called survival hacks like using terracotta pots and tea lights. They're ineffective at heating a room and present a massive fire and CO risk. A much safer way to get a burst of warmth is by boiling water outside and filling sturdy bottles.
Wrap them in a cloth and place them in your sleeping bag. But honestly, the best, safest, and most reliable furnace on the planet is your own body heat, shared with your family in a small, insulated space. Surviving 72 hours in a winter blackout is a brutal mental and physical challenge. But as we've seen, the biggest threat isn't the ice on the windows or the dropping thermometer. It's your own mind tricking you into giving up. The critical mistake is inaction, failing to recognize the subtle mental fog of early-stage hypothermia until it's too late to fight back. This survival blueprint is your ultimate defense. By treating that first hour as golden, trapping every bit of heat in a dedicated life raft room, layering your clothes like a pro, forcing yourself to stay hydrated and fed, and, most importantly, watching over each other for the umbles, you're not just surviving the cold, you are defeating the one mistake that turns a power outage into a tragedy. Stay warm, stay sharp, and stay safe. If this guide was valuable, smash that subscribe button. We release insane, practical survival guides every single week to keep your family ready for anything. Please share your own winter survival tips in the comments. Your idea could literally save a life.